All right, let me know when y'all in here. Let me know when. Let me know when somebody in this motherfucker. All right, who that? Who's on? I'm trying to see who's on. Who's on? Who's on? Who's tuned in? Just say a word. Say a word. Who's tuned in? Mm, I don't think you're gonna be able to read this, but let me see something. I'm gonna read it if it doesn't show. Yeah, camera kind of whack. But who's tuned in? Who's tuned in? Who's on the stream? Who's on the stream? And I got that shit stupid.
Face holding back tears.
Hey, who that? Wrong. That's you? You don't even want to be doing no fucking tears. Who on there? Let me change my camera because I can't tell. Hold up. Let me move my camera.
Leo.
Oh, okay. So, all right, Leo. I just needed at least a commission on here. I don't give a fuck who else on here. It's just too much shit to type, man. This nigga Jay just get to typing and you don't. It screws the whole fucking conversation because he playing the victim in this situation. So follow me, right? So Kush and Jay supposed to play, right? They supposed to play. In the text, let me pull the text up. In the text, they lock in 1 p.m. East today. So all that they locked in 1 p.m. East, right? So they supposed to play at 1 p.m. East. There's a group, a schedule in text that I normally send. They scheduled in that text 1 p.m. East. All right. So 1:08 p.m. East rolls around. Kush texts, "You ready, bro?" Jay, this is what just imagine me not speaking to Jay tonight. All right. So this is me looking at that text. I looked at that text at 7 something, and Jay had not responded in that scheduling text. Here's the text. You can't see it, but this the text. They were scheduling. I mean, you can't read it, but they were scheduling in there, right? So they scheduled, locked it in 1 p.m. East. So now at 4 something this afternoon, I get a call. Okay, you and Dre. All right, so I'm gonna start over. Just I'm not sure what you heard, Dre. All right, so Kush, fucking Jay, locked in our scheduling thread to play at 1 p.m. East today. They locked in. That's all I see. They locked in at 1:08. Kush text that group and said, "Are you ready, bro?" Jay doesn't respond. From what we know, Jay doesn't respond. There's no response from Jay in that scheduling text. So now I'm out doing some shit. I come back home at 7 something. I'm looking through my text and Kush calls and I call Kush because Kush had called me at like almost 5 o'clock. It was 4 something, but I was in taking care of funeral, my aunt's funeral. So Kush called. I said, "I'm at a funeral. I'll hit you back." So I hit Kush back at 7 something. Kush was like, "What's up with Jay?" I was like, "What you mean? Y'all didn't play?" And he was like, "Nah, he didn't respond." But then something he popped up at 4 something and he saw a text there, but I guess that was after their time. I guess Kush could play at that time, right? So boom, Jay's text in the group, right? He didn't text it. He said he texted the group, right? But what we see in there is nothing. But then when I go look at my text, I see this at 4:39 is one text in there. That's me, Jay, and Kush. There's one text in there. That's a text from Jay that says, "What happened? I sent invite, no response." This was at 4:39 p.m. They were scheduled to play at 1 p.m. Kush texted him at 1:08 p.m., right? So this is all I have, right? So I don't know no other shit. I'm looking at what I have here. So at that point, after I called Kush, and then I looked at the text and said, "Oh, Jay text," but it was at 4:39. I went straight to the group text that I sent and said, "Jay." That's all I said. That's all I said in the text. I said Jay.
Did Jay respond at 1:08?
No, he didn't. Jay's telling me that he responded at 1:08 and that we didn't get it until 4 o'clock in a whole separate text. This is what this is after the fact. This is what he's telling us tonight. But let me run you through the direction. So now at 7 something, I text Jay. All I text in the group text, you see him going off in the chat like I said something wild, right? All I text in the group text was Jay. That's it. That's all I typed in there. At 7:46, I said Jay. Then Jay types a question mark and then says, "You're not getting my responses. I sent invite earlier." So what Jay said he did was he says he responded at 1 something, I'm assuming, because he said we must not have got it till 4, right? I don't know none of that. All I can know is what I see in my text, right? So let's say, okay, he says he responded, we didn't get it to then. So he says, "You're not getting my responses. I sent an invite earlier." So then he's like, I sent the invite and opponent wasn't online. Well, first of all, you didn't respond to the text when he was asking you, "Were you ready?" most motherfuckers ain't just sitting on the game to wait for. Even if I'm scheduled to play you at 1 o'clock, I'm not just sitting on the fucking game. Some people don't be on the game like I do. You know what I'm saying? I be on my shit, but you can't expect somebody to be sitting there waiting for you to send an invite. Who does that? Does anybody schedule a game and just send the invite, right? And so when he doesn't get a response from Jay, he doesn't log on, which makes fucking sense. Jay's acting like I'm giving excuses for him. No, if you supposed to play and he texts you, asks you was you ready, and he didn't get a text. Not saying you didn't send it because you're saying you sent it, but we didn't get it till 4 o'clock, whatever, right? But the man was there ready to play at 108. And if he didn't send your game invite at 108 or whatever the case may be, that's not how you send the text, you say you ready, and you wait for the opponent to say, okay, that's our scheduled time, you ready? Boom. So if Kush don't log on because you don't respond, that just makes sense to me. Period. And then how do I know? I'm not saying you did it, but how do I know you sent invite? That's number one. And if you did, cool. But where's the text? How I can't just say, hey, you sent the text. We can't give you the benefit to say, oh, my text just didn't go through 4 o'clock. Even if it didn't, you can't. That man text you within the time period to start the game. Period. You don't get credit for sending a fucking ghost invite just because y'all was scheduled to play at 1 o'clock. Nobody schedules like that. So that's that part. So now, Kush. So tonight, I'm telling Jay this whole time, I'm just trying to get the game played. And so even in the group, in group me, at first, I'm just, if y'all can go read it, I mean, not group me, but Discord, I'm just asking, I'm saying, what's up? We got a separate text, da 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 da. But then he wigging out. And so then I say, damn, you acted guilty like you didn't send the text. I didn't say you were guilty. I said you acting real guilty because you going off on me because I said, well, damn, I don't expect Kush to just no owner, not just Kush, to be just sitting on the game. Y'all scheduled to play at 3. Nobody's just sitting there waiting for the invite because no one sends blind invites. We usually always send a text and ask, hey, you ready? So when he didn't get that response from you, then I don't expect the dude to be just sitting there on the game because he's waiting for you to respond, say you was ready. Period. So he going off in Discord like I said something crazy to him. When I was just, if you read the Discord, I didn't say the guilty word until after he's already wilding. Like, read how it went. Like, we didn't see no response. Even if you saying you sent it at 1 and we didn't get that motherfucker till 4:39, cool if that happened, but we got to look at what we see. I can't fucking judge it off of nothing that I don't see. Period. Just like he said in Discord, he don't know what we saw. All right, well, cool. That's cool. Respect. But still, if we're looking at this and seeing who can play, and I don't see a response from you to force something, and it's in a totally separate fucking text, then what the fuck? And so then I just want the game played. Kush called me. I just want to play. So Kush calls me and says, man, I got a game scheduled at 9.
Facts.
Kush calls me, says, I have a game scheduled at 9, right? And this is 7:44. Not Kush didn't call me. I called Kush to find out, what he had called me for. So anyway, he was like, I have a game scheduled at 9. And Kush gets up early, right? People work early, right? So he was like, I got a game scheduled at 9. So he can't play. He wasn't trying to play after that game. So I said, well, can you get it in right now? Like, shit, can you play? Like, I want to play. So, I mean, cool. So I text Jay, and I even had the courtesy to text Jay on the side, not blow him up in the group text with Kush to make him look bad. And like, hey, what's cracking? What happened? We didn't get no, I said to him, let me tell you what I said, because he ended acting like I went off or like I said some wild shit or accused him of some shit. I might have deleted the bullshit. I don't keep bullshit texts on my phone. Yeah, I just said to him, hey, we got separate texts or some shit like that. But either way, and I told him, Kush can play now, if you can play now, because he has another game scheduled at 9, then he's going to bed to get to work tomorrow. And then I think he was available after 7 tomorrow. So Jay's still then Jay finally started. So all of Jay's texts go to the fucking group text except for the one he says they didn't get to us at 4:39. Again, he said he sent it. But I'm just saying, look at it from how I see it. Every single fucking text he sent is going there, except for the one when it was time to play. You understand what I'm saying? So now, as I'm looking at it, Jay's responding in the group text, and he bugging the fuck out. Like he bugging. The nigga is bug. Some of these niggas is unstable, bro. So he and that motherfucker said. So I say Jay. Jay sends a question mark. Asks me, am I getting his responses? Then Kush comes in and says, when can you play? So Kush responds. This is all happening, one after the other. So Kush, after I say Jay, 10 minutes later, Jay hits a question mark. Jay says, you're not getting my responses. I sent invite earlier, referencing the invite to the game he sent at one something, I guess, when they were supposed to play. Just a blind invite, right? So then Jay says, I sent text you not receiving. Tell me when you can play. This was after Kush tonight asked him, when can you play? So then I said, yeah, Jay, we see these. So I guess that one text did its own thing with this emoji because every other text is coming, right? And so then I said, saw the one that you sent earlier, but it was sent at 4:39. So this is me telling him, I don't know. He's saying he sent it at one something. We didn't get it to 4. So then Jay's saying, I need him to respond. He's the one that has to lock the time in. So now he's getting on his, in his bag, I guess. And so then nobody responds to him for 2 minutes. Then he says, hello, trying to lock in the time. Can you please respond that you're seeing my messages? So then immediately after, Kush says, now is good. Then fuck it. Kush had a game at 9. I'm assuming he may have moved the game so he can play out, so he can get this game in. I don't know why, but I know on the phone with me, he was acting as if Jay didn't start right then at like 7:40 something, then he didn't want to have to push this other game back. So whatever. All that shit is irrelevant, to be honest. So he says, now is good. Jay says, when can you play tomorrow? So I guess Jay can't play tonight either, right?
LJJ left chat.
So he can't. I don't give a fuck. So he can't play. So now he's saying he can't play.
It's dead.
It's dead. Bet. All right. Cuz was bugging out. He must be drunk. Something. New owner coming. Steelers got an owner. I'm off it. Niggas be bugging out.